Alright, in the last video, I just kind of pulled this stuff in there, and I was kind of just getting everything out of the car. So, I did get a chance to go through a bunch of stuff. I'm going to put this into the category of my build. I had started an engine build there, but ended up selling that engine, that build engine and head. I've now acquired other stuff. I did mention some of that in the last video. I kind of just want to, how can I say it, do an overall condition video of this car so you can kind of see what I'm starting with, and I'm going to have somewhat of a record of what I was actually looking at. I did, there is a video of this. I did clean out the engine bay. I filled in a couple holes down here that were there, extra stuff that somebody had put in to run gauges or something through. Painted this here real nice. Basically just resprayed the engine bay back to the factory color. All right. Now, I'm not a fan of these, so that might be something that we can hopefully get rid of down the road. The hood had hood pins in it. It didn't have a latch. Now it has a latch. This is the intercooler that was made to be, they kind of made the car to fit this. They actually notched this lower piece here. They cut this part here out. I don't know why they eliminated this across the front. I was going to replace that. They notched here through this area for some reason, and they got notched down through here to be able to use this front mount intercooler, which it's going to be kind of cool. I mean, it's custom piping. There's a tile blow off valve to go with it. If you've seen that in the last video, kind of shows that off. So, that's what we're starting with here. You know, I mean, I'm swapping out the mount, so there's none of that stuff's in here. We're going to be taking care of some of the other stuff. Up in the front, we got to do some stuff with the brakes. It had different wheels on. I had actually installed some different wheels. Up here, no, nothing actually looks too bad. I think it does have a DCR master and slave cylinder in it. Because the master did say DCR in, but it's just a sticker. Some of us know how that goes. So, I don't know if you can see this. We've got spider webs everywhere on this thing. So, yeah, hate saying so too many times. I'm probably going to unbolt this whole lower suspension. I want to get it cleaned. I want to go over everything, get it looking nice to go back in. We are going to be installing some Hotchkiss sway bars on this. So, basically, what I'm really trying to do is just kind of do like an overview video of the car. Kind of like what I did with the Blue Nightmare when he had received it. The side of the car actually looks pretty good. Other than, you know, the, what would you say that is? Pollen mold that's been on there, because this car hasn't been washed in more than a year. Looks like I got spider pieces here. You know, the doors are really nice around the door jamb. Like I did note this hole here, so I'm going to have to do something with that. All this stuff in here, through here, looks really nice. Down around both doors, they both, you know, there's no prevalent accident. I mean, it looks like it might have had some paint work on the outside of this car. On this side, this looks like it might be a little dry, a little like there wasn't enough clear put here. You can see the color difference here. The rear wheel well here was rolled at one time. It's just kind of something I guess you got to deal with. I'm not a fan of this because it kind of takes away from the integrity of the car. Not only that, when you bend it, it just gives it, you know, you could cause a place for rust. And then you end up with just a not nice looking wheel molding here, okay? The back brakes, pretty nice, covered in spider webs. The coils do look quite nice in through there, across the back. Got some depot tails. This I'll probably try to re-clear The tail lights are actually pretty nice. I don't see anything back here. It's got the tags inside the quarter panels. This is what is left after I went through and sorted everything out. You can kind of see, I don't know if there's enough light, there's tags inside. Nothing looks like it was damaged badly. Back across the back, even in through here, this all looks really nice. Here's our trunk. It's showing a tag on it, so I mean that's all factory. There's usually like a little foam piece that's usually sticking here, helps seal that. That's just not there. This side here you can tell didn't have any paint because it's starting to come off, so this is all original paint down through here. That looks pretty nice. Coming across this side, you know what I mean, like I showed these, someone tried trimming the two-face tape off and actually damaged these. I do have replacements. Replacements for these would be nice if you were actually going to be repainting it, but they're actually not too bad, so they're plenty usable. The paint down the side of the car, pretty nice. I think I seen, yeah, there's one dent here, and the rest of this is not that bad. I mean, we got our rolled lip here. Okay, let's just check out here across up inside the back of the car. Wiring harnesses here, you can see inside here. This car at one time did have a cage installed, so there is spots here where the weld come through. I'm busy working on getting that stuff actually cleaned up right now. There is polyurethane bushings in the factory sway bar. You can see through here. All right, I did notice that something must have got hooked here at one time to pull the car prior to me getting it. So they have this control arm here bent, which will have to be replaced. There's our factory tag. The back bumper, pretty nice. Not a fan of the rolled stuff here either, so I might try getting that to come down. And then I'll reinsert them where they need to be, get some heat on this, get it cleaned up. Not quite sure what's going on here. We'll have to get that straightened out. There was some paint sprayed on here. Now, up and underneath on the bottom of the car, you know, checking this thing out, it's a whole lot easier because it's all apart. It looks like when the tank was dropped, this vacuum line got pulled over, so it got some heat to it, so it's actually melted, which would cause you a evap code. Looking up through the rockers, they're pretty solid actually, believe it or not. As rusty as most of these cars are nowadays, all that stuff looks good along with the spider webs. All right, now this is where there was 2 points for the cage here and here, and they plated across these, so I fixed those. There was a plate up there that went across underneath the seat for the 5-point harness. That stuff was all taken apart when I took out the interior. I did change out the carpet and the dash and already had taken care of a lot of stuff inside the car. So this is just kind of a overview of what you're seeing. There's a little bit of looks like somebody jacked maybe up there in the rocker pinch weld, so there's a little bit of rusty area right in there that I'm going to have to you know, trying to check out. Once I get it off of this lift, I'll be able to get a better view of that stuff. Let's check inside here. Here's inside these door jambs. I mean, this stuff here looks really nice all the way across, all the way around. Looking here, you can tell that that's just sun fade on them. There's our front door. Very nice down through here. You know, there's no evident damage. Nothing was pried on all the way around the car. Somebody had added these at one time. You can tell, like I said, you can tell that this is the original paint. There's a little bit of cracking starting. Right up here where the sun hits it, it's actually starting to crack through some. Right through there, you can tell it's, you know, when you look at these orange cars, they are really bad for this. So like the top of this is actually lighter and the bottom's darker. Like I said, we got these here we got to take care of depending on what happens there. The hood that I found is actually in pretty good shape. It is actually orange. I'll note it again. I did replace this because this was it had a hood dump up here, which was actually this one here going up through. off of the tile wastegate right there. But we're not going to be using that. We're going to the AGP style dump, which I have sitting over there. So, I mean, just a basic overview of what I'm starting with. You know, the only thing that actually I could say is probably more detrimental to the car is the fact that the wheel wells were rolled, front and rear, and they had cut this stuff here. This is probably the top thing right here where they cut these off. That is the worst for this. But like I said, I might try to cut pieces, and you know, maybe I'll make pieces that'll bolt back on. I'm already past the point since I have everything painted because I ran out of time and didn't have anything to try to install in here. So I might paint them separate, and then maybe I'll just put a bolt plate in there or something to bolt them on in case I want to put a crash bar on this, which I believe to be something that's really necessary because it ties the front end together. Makes everything stiffer across the front, because you know what I mean, this has some support across the top, but that big bumper across the front does actually tie everything together. So with that just kind of, you know what I mean, shows you what we're actually starting with and what we're dealing with. Here's something real quick up on the roof. This did have Lexan on here, so I might try to remove these. I think I did make sure that the sunroof was working at one time, so hopefully I won't have to mess with that. I've just got the other stuff to work on. I'm getting everything cleaned up underneath. I'm gonna start, I think, assembling some of the exhaust. That way that's up off the floor. Like I said in the first video, I'm gonna get this stuff taken care of. That way we can have that stuff on. I might be doing some different things with the suspension. Like I said, we got Hotchkiss sway bars to install for front and rear. We might be changing over to some BC coilovers for the suspension instead of the KW or ST coils that are on here. We're going to change out the shifter cables with some nicer ones. We got to order our fuel system. The rack is actually pretty nice. I don't know if I'm going to switch it out with another one. I think I have some nicer lines, so I'm just going to go through, pick out some of the nicer stuff that I have, and actually get it installed onto this car, and hopefully have something really, really nice here. We got grills to get installed into the front bumper cover. I got to change out, you know, the center console had a hole in it. You know, just fixing all the small things that need to be addressed with a car of this age, and some of the problems that it has. So that's just a quick little update. Hopefully I'm gonna try to keep this stuff simple. I will show some of the more in-depth stuff, maybe, you know, when we go to install the cylinder head on the block, and a lot of the other stuff that is involved with that. Timing belt set, you know, just kind of get everything together. We'll go over some of that stuff in some small videos, and yeah, we're gonna have a beast here when we're done. Get the turbo installed, show some of that. Like I said, stuff's on order, and we are waiting and we are building. So I'll leave it there with that. When I get to the next point of going through some stuff, I'll give you a little update. Thanks.